purpose on purpose. So I'm walking in my purpose on purpose. So I'm walking in my purpose on purpose. On purpose. On purpose. So I'm walking in my purpose on purpose. So I'm walking in my purpose on purpose. So I'm walking in my purpose on purpose. On purpose. On purpose.
Today with us on Steward Talk, we're honored to have a special guest. Here on Steward Talk, we walk in our purpose on purpose. And today's guest is a former standout basketball player whose incredible career as a student athlete has left a great mark on the court and on the city of Toledo in the Northwest Ohio area. A star at Star High School that later would go on to the University of Toledo to do great things there. She earned numerous award accolades, honors, showcasing her talents, hard work, and dedication to the game. And beyond her success in basketball, she's continued to be inspired as a mother, a coach, and a daycare owner, making a positive impact in her community and shaping future generations as they continue to walk in purpose. Please welcome the remarkable Yolanda Swain Richardson. How you doing today?
I'm doing good. How are you?
I'm good.
Good. Thank you for having me.
Yeah, definitely. Legends are made in Toledo, and you definitely are one of those. And it's funny how I interview younger players, and they remember you from your high school days. They remember you from your college days, and that's why we do these interviews, because a lot of people need to see someone's journey through their lens, through the person's lens, and not what they think, or it can even be, motivation as well to them. So first of all, how are you doing today?
I'm doing good. Can't complain. A new year, still alive, still kicking, taking it one day at a time. That's what we all can do.
Where did your love for basketball start?
Ooh, so I wouldn't really say I had like a story, or one person, kind of just happened really because I just ended up like loving it, My dad kind of got me into it at the YMCA. How you play them leagues back in the day when you started 4th, 5th grade. Yeah. So I started playing at the Y, and then kind of was like, okay, I don't look too clumsy out here. Looking a little, for 5th grader, decent enough. I was always tall. So even like I found pictures of me in like, what was it, preschool, like pre-K and stuff, first kindergarten, and I was always taller than even the boys sometimes. So I always had that height advantage, but like I said, I really started playing at the Y, and then I kind of just enjoyed it. So I was like, okay, let's play another year. Okay, I like it. Let's play another year. Okay, I'm really feeling it. Let's play another year. Then I started doing travel early, like around 7th, 8th grade, 6th and 7th grade, I started doing travel, and then just continued to fall in love with it.
Yeah. When did you start to notice that you were different? Your game was unique, and your game started to excel among your teammates, your peers, and even your opponents?
I would say around junior high. Just for the simple fact that like I was always a shot blocker, so me being a shot blocker just never started happening in the end of my high school into my college career. I've always been like a shot blocker. Everybody asks like, how do you do it? What happened? I'm like, I really don't know. It connects. It's like telekinesis powers. I don't know. Like it just happens, like I see it, I connect it, there it is. Yeah. So I would say around the junior high time is when I started really seeing like, okay, maybe this could be something, and then when you start getting recognized by other people, what I'm saying? And then it kind of was like, okay, well, people are starting to see me, so let's keep this going a little bit longer. So yeah, that's really how it happened for me.
Yeah, looking back, what was it like playing at Star High School for such great teams that you were a part of?
Oh man, it was a good time. It was a great time. I would say that I feel like what separated us from a lot of teams was that we were a family too. Like my teammates and I were a family. Like, you see teammates that play with each other, but then you hear all the gossip afterwards. You hear all the, the discord. You could see the tension. You could see all that. Like, we were a family. Like, we hung out outside of basketball. We hung out during basketball. So we basically were like each other's persons the whole time, people the whole time while we were playing. So it wasn't, we fed off of each other. We wanted to win for each other. We, made each other better. We held each other accountable. That was a big thing, especially for teenagers, to be able to hold each other accountable. that's a big thing, and that kind of just shaped us as far as like our team, because we were one band, one sound, really. So,
Yeah.
and I love them to death, still do. So.
Yeah. What was the your best team that you had that could have went to the state and possibly competed, and how far? What's the furthest you got when you were at start?
So we went to the state. We went to the state finals. My
What year was
senior
that?
my
Senior year.
senior
Okay.
year, yeah, so 2009. We went to the finals, to the state finals. We won the cities, we won the districts, we won the regional, we won the all that stuff, and we made it there. Just fell short in that last game, but I mean that was an amazing run, an amazing experience, and it wasn't one of those things where we was like looking to. Everybody looks for a championship. Everybody looks to make it to, what I'm saying, to the highest level. But it wasn't like we were like, okay, we won't sit there and like simmer on this. We got to get here. We got to get here. Yeah. We literally just played next game. We always focus on the next game. We didn't focus too far in the future. We focused on the next game. What we got to do to win against this team? What we got to do to win against this team? And it kind of just led us there. And that was like the team where we had like Malika Kennard, Asia Bishop, Tiffany Blackman, Jamie, Jamie Puff. We had Moochie. We had Kia. We had so many great players on our team that kind of just helped shape us to be where we needed to be at. And everybody played their position and played their role. Nobody tried to go off keel, and do this and do that. But like I said, we all knew our part. We all held each other accountable. We had a great coaching staff. So it kind of just led us there.
Yeah, that led me to my next question. And it's funny, before I ask the question, they just had a post on Facebook about teams being loaded, and they were saying something about the start team with the D1s and all like that. Then your teammate Tiffany came on there and put how all y'all went D1 and y'all had all those players too. My question for you, leading up to what I asked you about going to the state, do you ever think about it, or how long did it take you to stop thinking about it? Is it something you still think about this to this day?
About like what, like as far as like what?
Not winning the state, coming up short.
I mean, always like comes up, like here and there, depending on the conversations that are being had. If you're talking sports and you're talking about like high school back in the day, then it comes up. But it was never like a thing where it's like, oh my God, this person should have did more, I should have did more. As a team, we just fell short. There could have been shots we missed. The fouls, I think, the fouls at that time killed us. Getting in foul trouble, things like that. But anytime I reflect back on my career or reflect back on my teams that I've played on, I never reflect back on negative stuff, because I had so much good, wholesome experiences throughout that it kind of, knocks out the negative, or I wouldn't even call it the negative, the experience that you went through in a not so, positive way.
Yeah. So you go on to sign to Toledo. What went into you making your college decision choice, and can you speak to the youth about how they can go about making their decisions as well?
Well, let's see here. I made my decision early. So people was like, "You're gonna make your decision already?" I'm like, I mean, I feel it. You know what I'm saying? When you feel it, you feel it. Shoot, I'm not trying to be out here. I feel like nowadays, okay, I'll get to the question, but I feel like nowadays it seems like kids want to see how many people can, ring their bell, how many phone calls they can get, because they're like, oh, I want to see what this person is. I like this school. I want to see what this person is. Mind you, if you got a good coach that like sees multiple talents, you better be careful, because you don't know. You know what I'm saying? The next person may come up behind you and wipe them away, and now that spot's gone. You know what I'm saying? So you got to be real about that. But I was playing AAU in, what is it called? Atlanta. No, it was Atlanta, North Carolina at the time. And on my AAU team, I played for a team in Columbus called All Ohio. So we played in this tournament, and Coach Cullup had just literally signed her contract at UT that same morning when she came. And then she flew to North Carolina to watch me play that same exact day that she signed over. So, she never probably even had a UT shirt yet. She probably had to go buy one, you know what I'm saying, just to get on the plane to come watch me play. And from that day, she never stopped her consistency with wanting me to be at UT. I had other like schools, but not too many schools, because like I said, I signed early. So I didn't give too many schools the opportunity to kind of snag me. But I'm the only child. Me and my mom and dad were always close. So to be able to like see someone that really wants to be about me, wants to focus on me, wants to make me better, wants to be, has a vision for me in their program, on top of being able to stay at home locally so my family and my friends can watch me play, it was kind of like a double, a double blessing, to be honest. So then that influenced it. And then I always tell the story about how my mom told me if I stayed at Toledo, she would do my laundry for all 4 years. She paid my car insurance and my phone bill. And I was like, okay, I'll take it.
Right.
And she held up her end of the bargain too the whole time. So anytime I have laundry, I'll go around that front porch now. But yeah, so Coach Club was very consistent. Her staffing was very consistent with wanting me to be there. And showing me that they really wanted me and showing me where I could fit in. A lot of the times, people were like, okay, I need a tall person, I need this, I need that. But I need you here and I want to work on you to be this so that we can be here, and that's kind of where she showed me the vision at, and I fell in love with her and ran with it.
Yeah, shout out to Coach Culla. We're gonna try to get her on. I've been reaching out to her. She at the University of Miami now.
You busy.
Yeah, and I heard so much great things about her. And I told her I'm patient, but
right, there you go.
Because I had was Soleo Barnes your teammate, or was she going?
Soleo Barnes, yep.
Yeah, so I had her.
No, she wasn't my teammate. But she was at UT though. No, I was the director of operations actually when she was there. Yeah.
So I had her on the show. So she told me about so many good stories about Coach, and a lot of people. That's why I said during this podcast, learning about coaches and keep hearing the names and stuff like that, and seeing how she put an imprint on her players. And this is another example of that. And I'm glad that you said what you said in the beginning about them making choices, because you do have to be careful, especially now that they got this transfer portal. Mm-hmm. So I'm glad that you definitely said that. That was good that you said that, because players need to know the real, because they're going to look funny or something might happen and they be regretting like, dang, I should have did this. So you at UT now. What was some of your favorite memories as being a part of the Lady Rockets?
The WNIT run we had. We won the WNIT championship in 2011. So I was a sophomore at the time. And that's of course not the NCAA tournament, but it's a tournament to say the least. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's a postseason tournament that you play against some top schools. There's just still the top schools. Some of the top schools in the country, as far as their record goes, that you're playing against. And you got this small D1, mid-major team coming against teams from the Big 10, Big 12, Big 12, SEC, like stuff like that. And winning, and it's like, what just happened? So every game we were like, first game we came out, we were like, we never came out. We played against Delaware our first game. We never came out, was like, okay, we about to get pulverized by these girls. We come out on the court, these girls, like, I thought I was tall. No, I am short. Okay, I'm a short post player. When I went to the WNIT tournament, I realized how short I really was. Like, I'm looking up to these girls like, what the heck? But that fight, that will, that determination, like, took over on us. And then we always say about Savage is like our sixth man. So like that, the arenas stayed packed. The vibes was always right. You know what I'm saying? Like, it was always there. Like, it helped us like big time to be where we needed to be. So that run was amazing. We ended up winning against, don't quote me now, because it's been a while. It was Delaware. We played Delaware. We played Charlotte. We played University of North Carolina. We played Alabama, I want to say. And then we played USC in the championship. And we were actually down in that game in the USC championship until like the last 6 minutes of the game.
Wow.
And ended up coming back and winning, yeah. And so that tournament I made co-MVP with my teammate Nama Shafir, who was from Israel. And then that kind of set us on the map, that game. After that, really, it was hard to get games sometimes because teams didn't want to play us, because they're like, okay, wait a minute now. If y'all can beat these teams, then wait a minute, we need our record. Good. Yeah. But we went to Israel, where my teammate is from. We went there going into my junior year. We went there. We were there for like 10 days. That was an amazing experience. We went to Jerusalem. We went to Bethlehem. We went to the Holocaust Museum. We went to the Olympics spot there in Israel. We went to So many different amazing places we did there. We rode camels, which I do not recommend. That hurts. Okay. We did so many different things, but then just traveling with our team, just traveling with my teammates, even going to games, traveling with my teammates. Like, I still to this day have so many friendships with my teammates from college, you know what I'm saying, and even high school. And that's over, 10, 15 years almost later, you know what I'm saying? So those relationships, those connections that you build with people there, like staffing wise, playing at Savage was always a great experience. The fans always loved us, always cared about us, were there for us. And then, just like I said, the coaching. The coaching there was always amazing. No matter who she brought in as a new coach, it was always, top. You know what I'm saying? As far as them caring about us, them working hard for us. Coach Cove always made sure that we were set however we needed to move during our time there.
Yeah. Was it something with the number 33, or that was the number you pick? Is it significance behind it?
No. So I just had it my whole time playing. Even when I was younger. So I just kind of kept it. So every time I went somewhere else, they always had it open. So I was like, okay. And it just so happens that when Coach Cove first got there, there was a girl who was transferring out, and she had the number 33. And so I was like, perfect. So it just worked out like that. It wasn't no big significance for real. It just worked out like that.
Yeah. Did you know after basketball you were going to be around basketball, whether coaching, whether training, or have some kind of involvement around it?
No, not really, because when I graduated college, I basically became a mom like a year later. So, things shifted. I don't know, I don't really know where I could have been at differently, because like I said, I became a mom. And then when my kids started getting older and they started getting into sports, then I was like, okay, well, let me fumble with the idea of it, and then started coaching my son.
Yeah. Was you hard on him? Did you feel like you had to be tough? What was it different that how you got coached that you said I'm gonna do different with him?
That's the thing though. Like, I had good coaches. Like, even my coaches in high school, I had, Coach Brown, Coach Flemings, Coach Kennard. Like, I had amazing high school coaches too. I had amazing AAU coach, Coach Miller, who now coaches at Michigan State. So I've always had great coaching behind me. So if anything, they were like more like mentors to me than me saying I want to coach differently. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But to coach him is a little different because that's your kid. So it's like, come on, dude. You know what I'm saying? So sometimes like, see, I'm the type of coach though, mom, where like, just because you're my kid, you're not gonna get special treatment. Like, if anything, I'm probably gonna push you a little harder. So like, I'm the type where if my kid's goofing off during practice, I'm not like, hey, you gotta get it together. I'm like, X, go run 3 suicides. I'm not about to keep talking to you, Or if I feel like I'm getting too like involved emotionally because you playing with me, I'm like, I go to the head coach and be like, I need you to handle him for me today. I need a minute. You know what I'm saying? So like, and that's like where it comes in, where the head coach, Coach Porter, like, he is really good with allowing me to step off from him as far as being his mom. You know what I'm saying? I tell my son, like, I'm your coach, not your, I'm saying, I'm your mom, of course, all 24/7, but I'm your coach. And like, you're not going to get any special treatment. You're not going to get anything different than your teammates because, we're here to learn the game. And if you're not willing to learn the game or work hard that next play, then you won't be playing that next play. Like, and so I leave it up to the head coach on like how he wants to move, and then I move according to him. You know what I'm saying? Because it's not, I'm a part of the team, but it's not my team, and yeah. I'm respectful and humble in that aspect to where I don't try to stiff arm because he is my child.
Yeah. And how do you balance it now? You're coaching, being a mom, being a woman. Like, how do you balance that with work and with all the life's challenges? How do you find balance?
I'm really still figuring it out myself, really. I'm constantly just changing my schedule based off of what I have going on each week, making it work how my schedule allows it to work, to be honest. That's just kind of the nature of the beast. No day is the same. You don't know what you're going to wake up one day with a sick kid. You don't know if you're going to wake up one day and, staff call off. You don't know if you're going to wake up one day and, everything's just so different day by day for me because of all the hats I wear. So I kind of just flow with the motion of it, because if I think too much into it about what's next, something gonna always come up to change my plans or change what I have going on anyway. So I kind of just ride the wave.
Yeah. And what inspired you to open a daycare and be an entrepreneur? And how has that journey been? Congratulations, by the way, as well.
So like, I think I feel like I had so many different thought processes when I opened up my daycare. Like I wanted to do this, I wanted to do it like this, I wanted to do it like that. And every time I felt like it was a bump in the road to block me from doing it like this. There's another bump to block me from doing it like that. So now I'm kind of just starting over from base and building on my daycare as I go. So like for instance, my daycare was already a daycare before. So somebody already had that building as a daycare. I just changed the name, remodeled it, things like that. So when I came into it with the mindset of like, I really wanted to help kids with disabilities. I really wanted to do it like, in that kind of sense where it's not really too many places that can handle kids, with disabilities or have the, the funding or the space for it. And that's kind of where like it blocked me from, once I got into it, really seeing that there's no kind of help financially or like funding wise for kids with disabilities. And it sucks. And so I'm still sitting here trying to brainstorm, trying to figure out how I can, navigate the statewide to see like where can we change this at. Still in the beginning processes of it, the beginning phases of it, but hopefully, down the line it could be something because there's not really too much out there. Like parents have to pay for that out of pocket. So if I have a kid where I really need 2 staff or a 1-on-1 staff, I can't do it because there's no funding for kids, to be able to do stuff like that. So that was my goal that I had in mind coming in, but it kind of got blocked by that. So now I'm just, like I said, starting over from scratch, really navigating how I can make the best impact with what I have currently in front of me. Yeah. So right now I'm helping how I can. I'm helping wherever I can, and then kind of being open and honest with those communications on what I can and can't do, and then kind of just move it from there. But I started off with like 7 kids, and I have like 21. So, it's slowly. I mean, you have your ups and downs, you have your hiccups, but I have a great group of parents that, bring their kids there. I have a great group of kids. I have a great group of staff that kind of see my vision and kind of, flow with me on how I want to operate, how I want to do things. I have Harbor coming in now. Like I have a Harbor liaison coming in once a week, kind of doing like shadowing of like parent of kids and like my staff is seeing like how we can help different kids based off of what they have going on for themselves, things like that. And that's, like I said, that's the things I'm trying to add in as I'm going. So I'm kind of just once again back on my drawing board for 2025 to see what we can do. Now that I'm kind of, have my foot on the ground now for the first year open.
Yeah, what's the name of your daycare facility, and what services will you be able to offer? People can connect with you if they need.
So my daycare is called Courageous Learners Childcare. It's on South Reynolds and South at the corner of South and Reynolds. And I offer infant, toddler, and preschool. And I offer spots for infants, toddlers, and preschoolers, and I offer before and after school care. I don't have transportation, but if your center, not your center, if your school is in my area, buses do come to and from to pick up and drop off. And yeah, that's what I'm really offering right now. And kind of, like I said, just adding on stuff as I go.
Yeah, I love it. What's the most rewarding part with working with these children in the community and with families do you get out of it?
I would say that seeing improvement, seeing changes in the kids, having kids who may have been like scared or timid to come at first because it's new to them or because, they had a bad experience or something like that. And then now seeing them not wanting to leave, like sometimes I have to like, you can't hide, get up, go get your shoes, your mom's here. Like I'm gonna turn the lights off because I'm leaving. Like, so, it is silly and it's goofy, but that also kind of makes you feel good, what I'm saying? So, and it helps like too, because it shows the parents like, okay, well, my kid don't want to leave. That means something's going right around here, So just like, I feed off a lot of like what a parent says, what a parent feels. I'm a mom of 3 too, so I don't play about my kids, so I know that if I need, I know what a parent is looking for because I know what I would want to be looking for in a place that I would send my kids. So that's what I keep in mind when I talk to parents, when I do tours, when I, do updates or communicate with or have meetings with families and stuff like that. Like I put my parents on a pedestal, like what would I do if I was that parent, if that was my kid, things like that. So I love all my little babies. They are great. They love Miss Yo. They told me yesterday that they had the best day ever because I bought them all Happy Meals, individual Happy Meals. Okay, and and so they were running late at McDonald's, and so my staff would text me like they're at the door ready to like pick it. Like, where's Miss Yo? She's running late. Like,
Wow.
and I have a big open area on my toddler side, so we brought out the big, the big colorful parachute we used to play with back in the day. Yeah. I got one of those, and we played that yesterday, and they were like, and I'm like, man, they're so easily like able to be happy so easily. A Happy Meal and a parachute, that's good one for me. I'll take it. But so just seeing like things like that, and just seeing like a kid go from having an issue or having something that's going on, and then it changes from there. It's just rewarding.
Yeah. How do you want your legacy to be looked at in basketball and sports, and now even as we're working with the kids, the youth, as they grow? Because like I said, people looked up to you and they watched you as you was a player. Now they're going to do the same as they come out of your care and as they grow up.
Right.
What do you want your legacy to be?
So this was the one that I was like, really, when you sent it to me, I was like, oh, I want him to take this out. I don't know. Like, I do know. So I'm gonna talk to you about it as I'm trying to figure out how to word it. So like, I really don't. I don't want it to sound bad. I care what people think about me, but I don't care what people think about me. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? Like however my legacy is looked at by each person is how it's gonna be, if that makes sense. So like, I move with a purpose. I move with respect. I move with love in my heart. I move with, grace. I move with however, the way I was raised to move. And hopefully that's enough to stick with people to know, like, man, Yo was that type of person where however they want to insert it. Yo was the type of person where however they want to insert it. You see what I'm saying? No, I hope that, that I can, be somebody that's like a good positive influence, a good role model, a good coach. Somebody's like, oh, they were, she was great at this, she was great at that. But I just want you to know me for me, and just know that like Yo was somebody that was true and humble and cared about people and loved people, and that's that. I'm not looking for any kind of recognition like that. You got to remember me as this player who won this or this player who has done this. So I kind of just move in a way that I want people to remember me, because I'm rememberable in a good way, no matter how I came across. Like, I'm really big on first interactions too. So for instance, like me and you just met, I'm not going to be timid with you and be like, oh, I just met you, so you're not going to really get to know the real me. You're going to get to know the real me regardless. Like my teammates know about that. You're going to know me regardless. I'm going to be myself and true to myself regardless. But you're going to feel that at the end of the day, like, man, that's somebody I can call if I need somebody to talk to. That's somebody I can call if I need to go out and have some tacos. That's somebody I can call, like if I need a helping hand. Like, that's how I want my legacy to be looked at.
Definitely. And what is some words of encouragement you could say to the youth who are aspiring to make it through high school and even college playing basketball?
Ooh, I could take down a list and be like, start reading it. I would say coachable, being coachable. Like I get on Facebook and stuff, and I look and I see so many like coaches and things like that are on there that are saying like they're having issues with their kids, or like, like not issues, but like just things that they wish that kids could understand more or be more of. And it's really like a matter of, sometimes it's not even about the coaching, it's about the parents. You know what I'm saying? Sometimes it's about come on, parents, let's make sure that these kids are coachable. Come on, parents, let's make sure that these kids are respectful. You know what I'm saying? Like, it kind of starts there. It starts in the home to be able to bring into what us as coaches now can capitalize on. You see what I'm saying? So Coach Cub didn't get me. Coach Brown didn't get me as a player who they had to mold to be respectful. They had to mold to listen. They had to mold, you know what I'm saying? Like, to be this type of way. My parents did that. And then I brought it into my game, you know what I'm saying? So that all my coaches really had to worry about was being a coach for my sport. You see what I'm saying? So I would just say, like, really being coachable. Like, if a coach tell you to do something, it's really not, unless, I'm sure there's coaches out there that may be, you know what I'm saying, a little whatever. But this is for the people who are under good coaching staff. You know, like be coachable, be humble, listen, and take stride on what is being taught to you. Like all these coaches out here don't get a dime unless you are in college. You know, high school coaches don't really get dimes. They putting out more money out of their own pockets. You know what I'm saying? The AAU coaches like that than what they're getting in return. You know, so just knowing that, like, it's almost like as a kid, as a teenager, as a kid, young adult, you have to start looking in the mindset of they don't have to be here. You know, they want to do this. So if you have a great coach, be grateful for that great coach. You know, show that great coach that you are grateful, not by just saying it, but by actually showing your actions and working hard during practice, being a good teammate to your teammates. You know, like working hard in school. Like I think a lot of kids think that talent is going to always be everything, and it doesn't. Like, you know, I've seen coaches pass up on great, amazing players just because of their attitude, just because they were not coachable, just because they didn't care in the classroom. Like, so those things matter. Like your GPA matters. You know what I'm saying? Like basketball or whatever sport you're in, it's not going to be forever. And if you want to excel, you got to be willing to do the extra little things that are going to get you to where you need to be. You know, so I teach my son and even my daughters, you know, they're younger, but I teach them, like, when we go out to eat, I teach them to look somebody in the eye and order your own food. When my son holding the door for people, you know what I'm saying? The please and the thank you and the yes, ma'am, the no, you know, like things like that. Because once again, if you want to be with somebody that's wholesome as far as the coaching staff goes and not just care about your athleticism, you're going to have all these things, and it starts young. So that's kind of my spiel, and just like not falling into peer pressure, you know, not falling into the wrong crowd because, you know, your friends want to do this and, you know, you want to go here, but you got a game tomorrow, you know, or you really need to be doing this because you got a test tomorrow, but you want to be doing this. Like it's really a job for real. It's a job, but if it's worth it, it's not going to be a job, if that makes sense. You know, like if you care about the game that much, they care about the game that much.
Yeah.
So that's what I would have to say. And enjoying yourself, you know, like, I mean, it's all about, you know, I feel like nowadays sports is looked at as like such robotics, you know what I'm saying? Like, you got to do this, you got to be like this, you got to be like that. Enjoy yourself, have fun. Yeah. Like, you know, you're a kid still at the end of the day, so have fun, enjoy it as you're going, but be consistent, be steady with what you're doing. You know, it's not going to happen overnight. I think a lot of the times, like, kids, like, you know, I tell my son this all the time, you always want the benefit of the reward without the work. Like, you want to have these 10 points, you want to have these 8 rebounds, but have you been working on your rebounds? Have you been out there in the front yard working on your layups? Have you know what I'm saying? No. So you're not going to get this without the work. And then the work isn't going to come with you doing 10 reps for 2 weeks straight and thinking now, oh, but mommy, I did it for 2 weeks. No. It's consistency. It's going to always get harder. It's going to get more. So you might as well be used to it or get off the bandwagon, you know? So that's kind of my spiel for kids.
That was excellent. That was excellent. Word from the wisdom. But we thank you. We're spotlighting you. You're on this Legends from Toledo. Legends Are Made in Toledo's edition. May God continue to bless you while you're coaching your family. May He give you favor in what you're doing with the kids, the youth, even your business. May the right opportunity come around. May He put you around all the right people that you need to do and present to whichever way that you're trying to do it. Let it not be swayed and not be another person's, but allow your heart to be able to be on with your career and your business and all the things that you have on that you want to do. So we just thank you for this.
Thank you so much. Yes, thank you. Yeah. Thank you so much. That was beautiful. Thank you. Thank you.
And that's what I was thinking. That's what I was thinking about, because I used to drive for TERP, so you know I'm familiar with those places and those kids that need stuff, because they used to run a problem like where can they go after school and all like that. So being familiar with that and having a heart for that, and seeing even how you talked about it, how you got a heart and a love for doing that. That's why I'm like, God gonna open doors for you, and that's my prayer as well. That doors be opened up for you, because that's a need. And then
Thank you.
like, hey, this is God. God did this. I didn't do it. I didn't
Right.
know.
Okay.
This
Yes.
is God, and He'll get the glory, and that's all He wants to do. So, prayers for you and that. Keep on being amazing, man. Keep being great. I wasn't when you answered, I knew you was gonna answer like that because you always been humble. Everything been straight. You never, I averaged this. You never like you ain't that type of player. You straightforward. I'm gonna put the
Yeah,
work in. I'm a
I know.
ball.
My
You
husband
always
always
been like that.
my husband always says like, do you not hype yourself up more? I'm like, I've never been the type like, or like my dad used to get so mad. Like, he used to be like, I used to make like a great play, and I would be like, tap my teammate's hand and keep pushing. He'd be like, "Are you gonna get hype?" Oh, hold on, honey. He's like, "Are you gonna get hype?" And I'm like, "I was. I mean, dang, what you want me to do?" Like, when people be like, "You shot up, you make a block shot, and you don't do nothing." I'm like, I ain't new to this. I'm true to this. Okay, I've been doing this for all this time. It ain't so
Right.
different now. But I mean, I teach my kids that, what I'm saying? Like, you be confident, but you be humble. You remain humble. Confidence, but humble. Like, don't ever think that you're something more than what, what I'm saying? You put yourself on a high pedestal, but never knock somebody else down because you want to be up there. Be up there because you work to be up there, and that's it.
Yeah, yeah.
So I appreciate you so much. I enjoyed this. Thank you.
Yeah, I enjoyed this too. This was great. We're gonna have to do this again.
Absolutely.
Yep, ladies and gentlemen, Yolanda Swain Richardson.
Thank you.